The Anatomy of Life podcast is where we delve into the elements that shape our existence. This is your audio guide on all the building blocks of your life, relationships, purpose, your mind, body, and everything in between. Because at the core of it all is health, the foundation that shapes how we live, we grow, and thrive. Now, midlife isn't the end of something. It's the ignition point. It's the moment when the noise of who you should be falls away, and what's left is raw, real, and ready to rise. But no one tells you that the spark of this new chapter can come with hormonal chaos, sleepless nights, a body that suddenly feels unfamiliar, and silence from the very industries meant to support you. That silence ends here. Anna Wallace-Scott, a certified menopause wellness specialist, health coach, and the visionary founder of Holistic Midlife. Anna is on a mission to transform how we support women through perimenopause and menopause. With her signature course, the Certified Menopause Wellness Specialist, she empowers fitness professionals, coaches, and wellness practitioners to confidently guide midlife women through this pivotal life stage. Anna's holistic, science-backed approach integrates nutrition, movement, mindset, and hormonal health, helping women not just manage symptoms, but truly thrive. Whether you're a health professional or someone navigating midlife yourself, Anna brings clarity, compassion, and practical tools to the conversation. Let's get into it. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you so much, Lexi, for having me. I am so excited to share what Holistic Midlife is all about. So I am the founder of Holistic Midlife, which is a space for women navigating change and transition through their 40s, 50s, and beyond. And I'm really a science-based educator and coach. I'm a mentor. I'm a public speaker. I'm also a wellness practitioner. Also a wife, a mother, and a Swede living here in Qatar. So I created the Holistic Midlife method to support women through the life transitions like perimenopause, menopause, and beyond.
When I first was introduced to this idea, I was actually learning about my own hormonal journey. I just want to get first into what perimenopause is and what menopause is. Can you break down what's really happening hormonally during perimenopause and menopause for those who may not fully understand it? And perhaps you can go with your personal journey about what got you into becoming a certified menopause wellness before getting into all that jargon.
Brilliant. I think that's a great question because my personal story is what actually got me into this specialized field in the first place. So I worked in the health and wellness industry for a long, long time, like 20 years plus, with individuals, sports teams, and with regards to nutrition, life coaching, and sleep, and mental mindset, and pretty much everything that I do now. But the difference now is that I'm 100% focused on the hormonal side and the hormonal health. And this is because my own hormonal journey totally took me by surprise. I had no idea that menopause could happen before you turn 50, for instance. I know that sounds very ignorant, but a lot of women think the same. So coming back to me then, I initially thought that perimenopause was basically just a lead up to
menopause. And a lot of women do think that.
100%.
So it's not a lead up?
It is a lead up, but it's actually a very turmoil and chaotic period of our lives. And for me, I thought it started at 46, but now when I look back, because 46 is when my periods became irregular. But looking back, I realized it's actually started about around 43.
Wow, young. That's so young.
It is very young. And, like many women, I assumed that it was just this lead up. Basically, you would just have hot flashes and a few night sweats. I didn't really realize that it could be such a challenging, extended phase of time. And it's both physical and mental symptoms. And I think that's really important to point out.
Yes.
For me, I experienced tsunami, crazy periods. I had heart palpitations. I had hot flashes. I had UTIs. I'd never had a UTI. UTI being urinary tract infection. Yeah. I've never had a UTI ever in my life. And this was while I was still having regular periods. And I think this is really important to point out that you could be deep into perimenopause and have very, very regular periods.
And not even know that you're deep into perimenopause.
No, it's a bit scary. And what also was problematic for me was that my GP dismissed most of it. So it left me feeling really confused and unsupported. Fortunately, I would say I had started to begin to listen to my body a bit more at this time of life. So I realized that something wasn't right.
Yeah.
And being the science nerd as I am, I dug deeper and I decided to dedicate a lot of time into investigating what was going on as much as I could. And at this time, I was also living in Brunei, which is a sultanate on Borneo in the middle of the jungle in Southeast Asia.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful, but there was no support there. It was really, really confusing. It actually took me about 6 years of research, trial and error to understand what was happening and to get me back on track.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It was a long time, but now I feel great. Yeah, actually, I feel amazing. And I want to help women recognize the signs, I want them to advocate for themselves, to find the support that they need. That perimenopause is not just about hot flashes. It's a full body experience and the symptoms never lie here.
Yeah.
And this is why my business is personal to me. I've lived through every inch of this transformation that I'm now guiding others.
This is why I was so drawn to you, is because of the personal journey that you can teach from. And as a health coach myself, who is heading towards midlife, I think it's important that women that are in my age category start learning it now. We need more Annas in the world with information like this because we don't get taught it. But this is what drew me to you, is when I was introduced to you, the lady that introduced me, she was saying she's lived this. So she understands what she's talking about. And that for me is so key. And you also said something about advocating for yourself. I am learning this to advocate. I literally just did it last week with the doctor, where you have to, and you can do it in such a gentle manner. And it's all about, standing up for yourself. You know your body better than anybody. And if something feels wrong, it probably is.
100%.
And investigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You trust your body.
Yes.
This is what this is all about, honestly. It really is. And also education and spreading the knowledge.
Yes.
And when you talked about the different stages, then what is perimenopause? So if you want to break it down, you can talk about 4 stages, basically. So the first one I would say is the premenopause. This is when everything is still ticking along nicely because there is no menopause symptoms yet. You have the regular periods. Then we come to perimenopause, which is out there at the moment. Everyone's talking about it. And
I would say it's trending.
It is trending, absolutely. Yeah. And perimenopause means around menopause. So it's when your hormones starts to fluctuate up and down. Symptoms begin, even though you're still having regular periods, you can still become pregnant. And this typically lasts between 3 to 7 years, some women. For some, it can stretch to 12.
Geez, that's long.
It is long. And then mine was 6. So it's not just about the physical symptoms here. It's about mental symptoms as well. And that could be mood swings. It can be anxiety. It can be depression. Yes. It can be brain fog, memory lapse, sleep disturbance, low motivation. I can go on and on here. There is actually 250 official symptoms of menopause.
250. And it surprises me because we just don't hear more of it.
No.
And I have a few clients at the moment that are in midlife. And because I've studied hormones, and one of my friends is taking your course, Lena.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
And we always are talking about this. I think it's vital that women know, because to hear 250, half these people don't even know that that's the thing.
No. And the problem is, with us women as well, we settle with the symptoms and we just think, oh, this is
normal.
Exactly. And it's not normal. And I always say that, where we need to raise the bar for our normality.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a different story. We can talk about it some other time, but that is super important.
I'd love to have you back. I think we can talk all day. I think we can talk all day.
So perimenopause then moves into menopause. So menopause is officially marked by 12 consecutive months of no period. And that's when the ovary stops releasing eggs, and that's the end of your reproductive years. But the average age there is around 51.
That's still so young.
Yeah, mine was 49. So when I actually stopped. The menopause is actually just 1 day. So people talk about menopause in so many ways, but menopause is actually 1 day.
So when you say 1 day, is it like it's an event that happens in the body?
No. So that is basically when you've logged 12 months of no period, 5th of June was your stop date, and 5th of June, that's your day when you're menopausal. I've now reached menopause.
Wow.
And then the 6th of June, now I'm postmenopausal.
Okay, I understand what you mean. Okay.
And then you will be postmenopausal for the remainder of your life. And this is that phase. And that would be, I'm now 8 years postmenopausal, and it's a very different stage of life that I've learned to navigate, but I actually love it. I thrive in it. And yeah, it's great. But
Yeah.
you gotta learn how to live with these changes
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
there are changes that will happen.
Mm.
Yeah, 100%. So we want to understand the landscape. Why do you think menopause and perimenopause are still such under-discussed topics in the wellness and fitness world? That's hard-hitting question, I
You know
feel.
what? I think, first of all, it's not a sexy subject to talk about this.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, who is really interested in this before you reach this stage?
Yeah.
And I'd love for women to be more interested like you are. You're
Yes.
preparing yourself.
Yes.
But it's not a sexy subject. And it's been like a long-standing cultural science about shame around women's aging and our hormonal health. And secondly, I would say that the conversation stops as hot flashes.
Yeah.
So that's it. There is more to it. It's physical, it's emotional, there's mental shifts in women that we all experience at this stage. And that's never talked. On top of that, the wellness models have always been built around male biology.
Mm-hmm.
So with no consideration really for how our fluctuating hormone affects us with our energy, our metabolism, mood and recovery.
It's very sad to hear that we haven't been studied as much as men have been studied.
Yeah.
I know that we are moving towards that, and it's going to take change makers like you and I and Lena and the rest of the girls who are wanting to get on board and learn it. And I think I saw on your Instagram there was a male trainer that was interested in.
He was the first, actually. We'll get to that when you talk about the training, because I thought he took me by surprise, and he is.
That is surprising.
I find like the younger men are more open to this than I would say the middle-aged men. Totally, I've had much harder to convince a middle-aged man to do this course than the younger men.
Absolutely. So because we're talking about males, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people, especially health professionals, have about menopause?
I love this question because it's such an important question. So I would say the biggest misconception is that it's just, in reality, it's not just about the hot flashes, and the lead up, and also that this can last for years, and it comes with a huge range of symptoms rather than just the hot flashes. And I think another major misconception is that they rely too heavily on blood tests to confirm menopause. And it's not about that. It's about what we talked about before.
It's very holistic. You want 100%. To look at the whole picture.
Yeah. For women, men go through a 24-hour hormonal cycle, and we women, our hormones fluctuate throughout the 28 to 30-day cycle. So it's not reliable to do blood works anymore.
Absolutely.
You can dip in and have great one day and one not so much. And many doctors also dismiss women for being too young. That's another misconception. We're too young to be in perimenopause. And it leaves many women confused and unheard and untreated.
I feel like they're gaslit in the medical industry.
Yeah, and even now in the news and the research is showing that, women in their 35s are starting to experience perimenopausal symptoms. So we need to sort of open up the floor.
Yeah. And so you currently have a course that people can take. Tell us more about the course that you have, and how did you become certified to certify others?
I'm so super excited to talk about this course, honestly. I really am. So the course is the Menopause Wellness Certification course, and it's been a long time coming for me, like years in the making. Because over the years, I'm a very sort of physical fitness type of person.
I train well.
I love sports in any, any way or shape of imagination there. But, I've been in and out of gyms, CrossFit boxes, F45. And I noticed how wrong PTs and the professionals were treating and training midlife women. Basically, they were training them like the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds clients, the same program, the same intensity.
It's copy paste.
And it does not work in midlife. And no surprise that all my clients, they come and they don't see the results. So this was why I created this, my course, the Menopause Wellness Certification course, is designed to help not just fitness professionals actually, but mainly individuals that want to support women that are going through midlife, wherever it's physical, emotional, or lifestyle related. Yeah. So it's basically combining the latest research in the holistic wellness field with my practical tools that I've used over the years with my clients. It's structured into 8 steps, like 8 modules that guide people through everything from hormone awareness to habit shifts. And then in terms of the certification, I developed the course based on years of my experience, professional training, and my client work. While it's an independent certification, it's issued by Holistic Midlife. It's also rooted in the best practical real world application. So it's like a commitment to quality. And that means that anyone who completes the course walks away with that strong, actionable framework to support others in a truly impact way, I feel like.
Yeah.
And for me, I became certified through extensive training in hormone health, women's wellness, and menopause certification. I have specific education. I have been, and I'm still in a long-standing mentorship program in the leading menopause experts. So I feel like after years of lived experience, research, and working with clients, I saw that need for this structured evidence-based program, basically. So I built a course that not only educates, but empowers others and to confidently support women through this phase of life.
And is this course online? Can people access it I will do a link in the bio to this course.
Oh, thank
so
you.
that
That'd
people
be
can do.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people can, is it online or is it in person? It's online.
Yes, it's
so
online.
You can literally do it anywhere. And it's what I loved is that you take actions. So this is what I teach with my clients. You can be doing all the things in terms of, oh, I read this book, I looked at this video, and I'm like, okay, but what are you actioning about it? Like you read it, but so what are you doing from reading it? And that's what I love is that you're saying it's 8 modules that you can take action right away. Do what you say you're going to do. You can say you're going to do the things, but proof is in the pudding, as they say. Yeah, 100%.
I agree there.
I love that you have that course. And I must say thank you from a personal trainer. And I've turned health coach. I now really, and Lena, I keep referring to her, it's only because she's been on the podcast. She's doing your course. She's a health coach like both of us. And we try identify as health coaches now rather than personal trainers for various reasons. But this brings me to a little bit of the industry that I'm aware of, which is movement, nutrition, and mindset. What changes should fitness and wellness professionals consider when working with midlife women in terms of movement and training?
Well, obviously, Lexi, they should take my course.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
No, but jokingly aside, I think they need to shift from a push harder mindset to a more supportive, adaptive approach when they work with
adaptive approach.
You like that word?
I love that word. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily softer here. We talk about smarter. And, because of hormone changes, we need to work with our body here when it comes to recovery, energy levels, joint health, and even motivation. And this changes when our hormone changes. So back to what we said before, what worked at 30 doesn't necessarily work at 45 anymore.
It does not.
And I think movement-wise, strength training becomes so essential. It's not just for the muscle tone, but it's for your bone density, it's metabolism, it's confidence. And recovery time will take longer. We need to prioritize joint-friendly exercises and mobility work. Nutrition needs to shift 100%. Blood sugar regulation is a huge priority.
Blood sugar regulation, that is a big one.
And mindset. So many women are battling fatigue and self-doubt, or when their body changes, of course they are. So the professionals needs to bring that empathy, the encouragement, and the education into this. And that's why I always say it's about training smarter, not softer or harder, but smarter, and honoring your body.
You're saying very key things, very, very key things. Adaptive, empathy, and because I've been in the industry for so long, and I'm talking personal training industry, when I started to shift and people used to say, oh, she's a HIIT specialist, she's a this, I no longer do HIIT. I don't jump on boxes and skip a million times. I like to do those things, but I don't do huge bursts of just cardio. I've transitioned. I'm now into more weightlifting. I'm understanding my body better. But it wasn't that I couldn't do it. It's that I understood what my body needed. You can do all those things, but you're not going to see the results, as you say. So adjusting, adapting, and shifting according to where the body sees the result is so key. And as a personal trainer, when I see this in gyms, it does kind of give me the ick, as they say. And also I cringe because I'm just like, oh, if you just knew, if you could twist and turn a few things there, the amount of success you'll see, And I've been working with some of my clients who we also start to shift. And they start push and pull because they're like, does this mean I'm old? It's got nothing to do with your age. It's just about where the hormones are at. And we're honoring where your hormones are at. So the shift is vital. I think it's
100%. And it's about, This is for life. And I always say it's not a quick fix. If you can trust the process, you see amazing results.
Yes.
But you got to give it at least a year.
You have to.
You're not a month or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. And how does nutrition play a role in managing menopause symptoms? And are there common mistakes that women make when it comes to diets?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, because what you eat directly impacts your hormones, your energy, your sleep, and your mood, even your hot flashes. Everything that you eat and put in your body will impact your whole lifestyle. So as estrogen declines, women do become more sensitive to blood sugar spikes. And one of the biggest dietary shifts and learning to stabilize blood sugar is to prioritize protein, healthy fat and fiber at every meal. So I'm known as the protein. As soon as my clients see me, it's all about protein.
Yes,
because we have to really prioritize, and it helps reduce
I
cravings.
love that you said that, because I'm shouting out. The client will know who she is.
Yes.
When she listens to this, you know who you are. Remember, I said you were literally doing the workout, and I said prioritize your protein.
I also think a lot of women, the common mistake I see is they start under eating, and then they cut carbs or they cut calories too drastically because they want to lose weight. And this worked for them when they were 30. This can actually increase your cortisol, worsen sleep, and slow metabolism. So the key here is nourishment, not restriction. We focus on building meals that support hormonal health, gut health, brain health. And all these are very imperative and deeply connected during this phase.
And you just said brain health.
Mm-hmm.
Brain health and mindsets, I always connect them together. And how does mindset, you've spoken about it quite a few times during our conversation, but mindset is a big component, of course. Why is that so important during midlife?
It's huge. I would say that mindset is everything, because during midlife, this transition isn't just physical. It challenges your identity completely. Your confidence and your sense of purpose, everything is being challenged here. And so many women feel that they're losing control over their bodies. Not just that, it's their emotions, and this triggers fear, it triggers frustration, even grief. And that's why I have a huge focus both in my one-on-one coaching and in my other courses and in this wellness course as well.
Yeah, you said grief. That's I haven't heard that before. I resonate with that word. My sister-in-law and I were in Bali recently, and we spoke about this very thing. And I said to her, just wait, I have this amazing woman coming on the podcast. She's going to talk about all these things. And she was talking about, I don't feel the same.
Mm.
And so there's grief of a person you once were.
Mm.
You haven't lost that person. You're just adjusting her.
Mm-hmm.
But to hear you say grief, there was something in me that shifted there.
Yeah.
It shifts your mindset about how, and from a personal trainer, that's where the empathy comes in, because as women, we don't realize the impact it is to lose your birthing years. When you go through menopause, we no longer have the ability to birth. And that is a huge mindset shift. And you have to grieve that. So the course and certification. What sets the Certified Menopause Wellness Specialist course apart from other certifications in the wellness industry? And what cost, if I may ask, of your course?
100%, of course. The biggest, what really sets this apart, it's created by a woman, which is me. And I have lived this, and it's backed up by science, because I'm always about the science, and it's grounded in compassion. So it's not just textbook information. It's real life. It's practical. It's holistic. And we don't just cover the hormones here. We explore how menopause affects the mental health, your gut health, your relationships, sleep, and self-image. And most other certifications, they sort of barely touch on menopause or treat it more like an afterthought. This course puts it front and center. So it's not just designed, which I said before, for coaches and trainers and wellness professionals, but anyone really who wants to confidently support midlife women and build trust with a growing underserved audience here. Plus, I include tools that you can use with your clients straight away. So you have symptoms checklists, you have nutritional guidance, you have mindset strategies. And the full course investment is 2,000 CAR, which is about $550.
Did you say car?
Yeah, I say
QAR?
QAR. Car. I call it car. I say car. And with that, actually, you do get lifetime access, you get downloadable resources, and your certification as a menopause wellness specialist.
And what kind of professionals have taken your course, and how has it transformed their approach to working with women?
I love this. And, because I do a feedback form with all of them afterwards. And this is I love it. Absolutely. So I have a mix, an incredible range of professionals. I've had personal trainers, Pilates instructors, Fit 20 coaches, one nutritionist, one gym owner, and there's actually, I have a bodybuilder just signed up, and they're looking into deepen their understanding of menopause. And I think what they all have in common here is that desire to better serve women in their lives and in their communities. So many of them told me that before the course, they felt unsure how to respond when a client mentioned menopause and symptoms. Things like they show up to a session and they feel tired, brain fog, weight gain, or just joint pain. And after completing the course, they felt confident and informed and better equipped to really adjust their training, the nutrition side of it as well, and have support strategies that really, really help their clients. For example, one of the PTs is now building in smarter recovery into the training. The Pilates instructor is giving more of a pelvic sort of emphasis on training. And the gym owners are even running more menopausal specific programs, or they're about to start these menopausal specific programming, which is so empowering. So it does empower the professionals to offer not just workouts, but real meaningful transitions here.
It's empowering because this is a side of life that I really feel has been just pushed to the side. And it's an untapped market where women are really, they don't want to be left to the side and, okay, you're over this age and so you no longer can contribute to society. These are probably the best years of our lives that we're heading towards. So we need to be more impactful about it and empowering women. And I really love that you said the gym owner and their staff. And I know a lot of gym owners that are going to listen to this. Get your staff on these courses. It's important because the service delivery to your clients is going to just be tenfold.
And, all these instructors, you will have a mother or a sister or a daughter or whoever. Half of the population, we're all females. We're all going to go through this stage.
Yes.
No matter how hard we
can't avoid it.
No, we can't avoid it. So this is just a fact.
Exactly. Facts.
Yeah.
So what's your vision for holistic midlife over the next few years? How do you hope to continue shifting the conversation around menopause?
I'm super excited about the future for my business and the holistic midlife method. My vision is really to continue expanding the conversation around menopause and midlife, not just in the wellness space, but, culturally as well. I want to help shift it from something that women dread or suffer through in silence, basically, to face it's understood and supported and even celebrated.
Yeah.
And I'm currently growing the Holistic Midlife Method, which is a 12-month online coaching program that can support women through this transition with personalized whole body guidance.
Wow.
So I can reach a wider audience that way. And of course, I'm working with new collaborations, including more online courses. I've actually just co-created another course that's called What Now with a psychologist, Valerie Luze. It's designed for women that are going through big life transitions. So basically, it is super exciting. It's like career shifts, divorce, becoming a mother for the first time, menopause, moving country, or that empty nest phase. So we are thrilled to be launching that soon.
That is exciting. And for the first time, as I sit in this chair, I feel excited for my years moving forward. I did feel because I watched my mom go through it and she was always complaining about the hot flushes and the night sweats, and she's handled it really well, I must be honest. But I also dreaded it. I was like, oh my goodness, is this what I have to go through? But having met you and the discussions we've had and looking at the course and understanding how it works, I am excited to go there. And I think that's the shift that's going to happen, especially with more discussions like you.
I love hearing that because honestly, if you're informed and you have much knowledge as you can, you will thrive. You will thrive.
You will.
Honestly.
I watch you on your Instagram, girl. You are thriving. I love seeing how, and I watch with so much intent you definitely inspire me in ways that I didn't think I would be inspired for that stage of my life. So I'm very excited for it,
Thank you. That's exactly what I want to achieve, honestly. I do. So thank you for those
Absolutely.
kind words.
We're actually coming towards the end. And Anna, I like to ask my guests something I call the invisible impact or legacy question. I believe we have an impact on the lives we touch, often in ways we can't see directly. So as we wrap up, I'd love to know, what's the one unseen or invisible impact you hope to leave behind, not just from this conversation today, but in your life's work?
I love this question. It's so Deep, so deep. Oh, no, I love all your questions, but this one is very deep.
Yeah.
It's a little bit what we just said, what you confirmed in me. I hope to leave behind is helping women feel seen and heard and validated at that time when we often are made to feel invisible, because the older woman is invisible. And even if one woman walks away from my work feeling that she's not crazy or broken, or that she deserves care, knowledge, and support, then I feel like I've done my job. And I want to leave behind a ripple effect. So more informed professionals, more open conversations, more women who trust themselves and their bodies. And because when women feel empowered at midlife, they stop shrinking and they start expanding and taking up space. And that changes families, communities, generations, and lives.
Anna, and I've already had so many ideas that we'll talk about after this conversation. But I want to thank you so much for giving up of your time, your knowledge, your energy to this podcast. I know it's going to reach many, many people, and I'd love to have you on more than once and see you grow and get into that 12-month course and also the What Now course, and just talk about everything going on. And from the bottom of my heart, from the Anatomy of Life podcast and all my listeners, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Lexi. It's been amazing.
To find the link to Anna's Instagram page, website, and link to her course, visit the trailer for this episode on my personal Instagram page or see it linked in the description box below. And that's it for today's episode of the Anatomy of Life podcast. If you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps others find the show. You can listen to the Anatomy of Life on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. This show was produced by me, Lexi, with music from Artlist.io. Thank you for listening, and as always, here is to your health.